time to think about what you do is not when you have to do it. Minutes matter, hours matter. The longer you are being attacked without somebody defending against that attack, the worse that attack is going to be. Welcome to Dealer Tech Talk, the podcast where we explore the technology shaping modern dealerships. I'm your host, Simon Verona. Cybersecurity is one of those really boring, unimportant subjects until it isn't. As companies like JLR, Marks and Spencer's, and many others have lost multi-millions through cybersecurity attacks. But it's not all about them. There are many cybersecurity attacks every single day, and every single one is costing businesses tens of thousands of pounds, an average of nearly £50,000 for every cyber attack. So cybersecurity is a subject that you should take critically seriously within your dealership. The question you've got is, what would happen if you came in and your staff came into your dealership tomorrow and nothing worked? The computers wouldn't turn on. They had no access to their emails. They couldn't browse the internet. They had no access to the dealer management system, their billing system. They had no idea who was coming in or what work they were in for in the workshop or what customers were coming in to look at cars in the showroom. How would your dealership cope? How long could it last without that? A day, a week, a month? This is a nightmare scenario, but as we can see from people like JLR, who are probably going to lose production for 6 weeks or more, this is a reality of what we need to prepare for. So in this episode, I'm going to talk about the structured planning you need to do to identify your risks, manage those risks, and what to happen should the worst ever happen. So let's start. What are the key risks? In most cybersecurity incidents, the weakest link in the whole chain, what's causing most problems, is the human. Being attacked by phishing attacks or vishing attacks, people getting access to passwords and logins and getting access to your dealership. So people are definitely the first thing we need to look at. We also need to look at other things, our networks, our Wi-Fi access. Do we have guest Wi-Fi? Can somebody accessing your guest Wi-Fi potentially access your computers on your network? These are all questions we should be asking ourselves. Suppliers. We tend to rely very much on cloud systems, whether that's your dealer management system, your email system, your web access, antivirus. Lots of things are supplied by third-party vendors. Do we trust those vendors? Do we know what those vendors are doing to mitigate their exposure to your data? We have a requirement to protect our data. GDPR is a very, very key item where we know we have to protect our customers' data. And a leak of customer data is absolutely disastrous. But we don't store our own customer data generally. It's generally with third parties, our DMS system, which may be in the cloud. It may be in our CRM system, which is in the cloud. Are we sure that our suppliers have got that data secure? If they leak it, we've got to deal with the problem. So let's talk through what we need to do. So the first thing, as I said, we've got to identify the key risks. We've got to then have a management plan for managing those risks. So a cybersecurity management plan that we are using all the time, regularly reviewing and implementing what we've gone through is critical. We've got to start with things like staff training. Human is the most important thing in the equation. Can they recognize a phishing email? Are they locking their PCs? How are they using two-factor authentication where systems are critical? These are really key. This is how cybersecurity hackers get into your systems. Have we got a network secure? Is our antivirus and our patching up to date? These are all the things that we will have in our cybersecurity policies to make sure that we are making ourselves as bulletproof as possible. It's not a major thing, but we need to start thinking and actively thinking about it. And every time that we do something, we've got to have that in mind. The second thing is when you come into the business in the morning and you turn your PC on and nothing happens, you're locked out, or you've got particular systems that you can't access. What is it? What do you do? That the time to think about what you do is not when you have to do it. Minutes matter, hours matter. The longer you are being attacked without somebody defending against that attack, the worse that attack is going to be. So you need to have something that you can pick up and go, right, we have an attack, we have been compromised, what are we going to do? And there are some basic things that you should be doing. Who do we contact? Have we got cybersecurity insurance? If you haven't, you should have. Most cybersecurity insurance comes with access to experts who can be on board with you instantly to help you to resolve problems. Have a way of isolating PCs, networks, getting everything offline so that we can protect how long it goes from. Do we know how we will then rebuild our PCs, for example, reload our data? Do we have backups? Do we trust our backups? Have we tested our backups? Are we sure that our third-party vendors are done the same, are taking backups of our data and those backups are secure? And the worst scenario would be if we had a problem, we lost some data and we didn't have a backup to go to. Could be business ending. So going back to our cybersecurity management guide, that is the first point. You would probably be best getting an expert in to help you to build that plan. But once you've got that plan, it's not a static plan. You need to review that plan all the time, as I've already discussed. So you should have a plan for planning if you want to make it that way. If you have backups, you should test those backups. It's no good knowing that you've got it. And you should test your planning, your cybersecurity disaster plan should not just be a plan that the first time you test it is the first time you run it. It should be tested. It's not just tested once. You should have an annual test plan or quarterly test plan, some way of knowing that you're confident that in the worst case scenario, you've got a good way of recovering back to a way that you can run your business. So really, to summarize, some quick wins that you to do today: password management, making sure people are changing their passwords regularly, making sure that where you have multi-factor authentication, and simple things to make sure that people's passwords are not stuck on sticky notes on the side of their monitors. We see that all the time in dealerships. Run a quick test on your backups, or simple. Do you have a procedure for loading a new PC? Because it's the same procedure if you had to recover. You can test those today. 2 quick wins. Once you've got any quick things, get a cybersecurity policy, get it done. Get a disaster recovery policy, get that done. In summary, cybersecurity is not glamorous. It's not exciting, but it is of critical importance. And realistically, it's getting ever more important every single day. I'm sure we've all know of very large cybersecurity attacks, but if you talk around with businesses, you'll find plenty of smaller attacks where tens of thousands of pounds have been lost. So it's worth that investment today to mitigate that in the future. Cybersecurity is not something that might happen. Realistically, if you don't take steps to stop it, it will happen. And a big thank you to our sponsors: DMS Navigator, the dealer management system that helps you to improve efficiency, customer service, and your profitability; and Mild Companion, the app that keeps your customers connected to you, puts you in their pockets, and helps you to retain them for life.